Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee and Headlines. This is our morning get-together live here on Facebook, where we examine headlines from local sources, from state sources, from national sources. We also take a look at any information we can get our hands on that has to do with Puerto Vallarta so that we can, in turn, have an amazing life living here in this city that we call home, Puerto Vallarta, as a community of English-speaking locals. Today is Tuesday, August 3rd, and it is a pleasure to get together with you as always. I have a special surprise for you. Guess who's joining the broadcast? Look at her. There she is. Right, baby? Right? Luna Cam is back, and Luna seems to have taken a liking again to her little perch next to me. So I'm assuming she's going to stay put, at least for a little while. So this is it. We're ready to go. We have all kinds of news items. Some of them have to do with good stuff. Good thing that I showcased her when I did, because she's decided, okay, I did what I had to do. Now I'm going to go have breakfast. Anyhow, here we are. We have news about COVID. Of course, we have news about national affairs. We have some news about two local Spanish-speaking treasures that you have to know about, even if your command of Spanish is not up to par. I still feel that you would want to know about these things. So we're going to dive into them. And yes, I see you commenting on my COVID necklace, this little thing. It's not a COVID necklace, but I figured, if I'm going to go celebrate my second vaccine, I might as well do something important or different or special about it. So I'm going to be clutching this as I'm going, ow, 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 and I get my second prick in a little while. But first, let us dive through our news. Before we do that, of course, oh my God, we have a new person. Yes, let's say welcome to Sharon, everybody. This is her first time live. Has been watching from, oh my God, where does the accent go in Tacoma? I don't know. But she's been watching from that Tea City, and I am so very happy that you get to join us live, because here is where other conversations go on. That said, I've been toying with the idea of going live on YouTube just to get a sense as to who's out there and whether we should be going live in both networks at the same time. But we will get to that at some point. In the meantime, if you are new here, my name is Paco, and please let us know that you're new so that we can give you a proper welcome. And of course, if you have something truly important that you wish to bring up during the broadcast, particularly if you want me to react to it, please add the letter Q to it, and we will be looking for it in the second half of the show. First, we dive into the news, and we take it from there. Bam. So much for having first places in this, that, and the other. Puerto Vallarta now has the highest number of hospitalized patients for COVID-19 in the entire state. in relation to the number of COVID beds available locally. That said, Governor Alfaro was quick to point out that this is only happening in Puerto Vallarta, contradicting information obtained from federal sources that indicates that 17 Jalisco hospitals are at 100% capacity. This, of course, relates to hospital beds equipped with ventilators as opposed to general hospital beds. Regardless, it is not a happy number. And north of the border in Nayarit, our neighboring state, the number of daily new COVID cases continues to grow, with the highest number of new cases showing up in the capital city of Tepic, with 236 new cases overnight, followed by Bahia de Banderas, the municipality just north of Puerto Vallarta, with 143 new cases. This past weekend in Nayarit, a number of recreational areas and businesses, including, get this, 2 supermarkets, one Soriana and the other one, I don't know what it was, had to be closed down due to the fact that sanitary guidelines were not being observed and people were, gathering together too intimately at the cash registers and things like that. Whenever somebody stands too close to me, when I'm waiting in line, I always turn around with a big grin and I say something along the lines of, you're going to smell it if I fart. No, actually, I don't say that. But in my mind, I have said that before, at least once or twice. But I do remember I once did get a little testy with somebody that was almost breathing down my neck. But this was early on at the beginning of the pandemic. It is surprising to me that at this stage of the game, people continue to just get all close to one another while they're waiting in line for one thing or the other, but that's just me. I also want to let you know that during his recent visit to Nayarit and Jalisco, Mexico, President Andrés Manuel López Obrador had the opportunity to supervise a few highway projects in Nayarit. Past news items indicated that he would also supervise progress along the new Guadalajara to Puerto Vallarta highway. However, given the fact that he ended up having to shorten his itinerary, there is no indication as to whether he did or not visit this project, nor is there any clarity as to when the new highway will be completed. We know this is the highway that was initiated back in the 17th century. No, I'm just kidding. This is our highway that we may see the end of at some point, or we may not. We also learned that Carlos Slim's Grupo Carso construction company, which has been responsible for the completion of several stretches of this new Guadalajara to Puerto Vallarta highway, was also responsible for the construction of Mexico City subway line number 12. You may recall that in May of last year, one of the elevated stations of the subway collapsed, killing 26 people. Now we know that Grupo Carso will be financially responsible for the repair of the entire subway line, even when the results of the expert analysis of what caused the accident will not be ready until September. But at least we know that the federal government will not have to pay for this repair. I am going to now switch over to the weather just to see what kind of weather we can expect as we approach the middle of the week. Let's go there. Doody, doody, beep, beady. What would happen if we changed the little jingles that we play? Would that throw us all in a loop? Sometimes I wonder if we should update some of our music, but then I am so used to hearing it, it's not even funny. Let's see. Carrot Weather says, I am so going to invade your dreams tonight. I hope that means that there's going to be a huge thunderstorm that is not going to let us sleep, because a nice thunderstorm would be absolutely delightful. Temperature right now is 27 degrees, feels like 34. Humidity is at 100%. Ouch. And our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees is 81. What can we expect for today? Well, Carrot Weather says it will rain and we'll have humidity through the day with a high temperature of 30, low temperature of 24. Tomorrow, Wednesday, hump day, we can expect rain and humidity throughout the day. High temperature of 31 and low temperature of 24. And Thursday, we can expect rain until morning, starting again in the evening with a high temperature of 31 and a low temperature of 22, and that's what's going on with our weather. Now, I know it is Tuesday and tomorrow is Wednesday, and you're probably wondering, well, what happened to Taco Tuesday and Walking Wednesday? Well, I will continue to do this. We will continue to do this as we see that the number of cases in the city is not as high as it is right now. We're getting our second shot today. We're feeling a lot more confident about being out and about. I've come to terms with the fact that sooner or later I might get COVID. Then again, all these years, we come in and out of dengue season, and I've never had dengue. I knock on wood that I never have dengue. And I also knock on wood on the fact that I never want to have COVID. But at least having the two vaccines is going to help me feel a little bit more confident about going out and about again, and taking a look at taco places, because we have to eat. That is inevitable. And we love tacos, and that is inevitable. So Taco Tuesday, we will continue. And of course, Walking Wednesday, we will continue as soon as our number of cases starts decreasing. Needless to say, we have to be going out at some point. We cannot remain locked in our homes forever. So that's a little bit of housekeeping announcement. Now, yesterday, we mentioned Mexican diver Romel Pacheco, and we announced that he would retire from the sport after his final competition this morning in Tokyo. And while he would have hoped to retire with a medal in his hands, that wasn't the case, unfortunately. However, he did end up in 6th place overall, his highest score throughout his 28-year-long career in the sport. When it comes to his next chapter, he wasn't specific, but he was quick to emphasize that contrary to other athletes in a similar position, he did plan for his retirement. And I quote, "Alongside my training, I've made sure that I'm ready for my next move, which will always be close to the sport." If he was 10 years older, I would have hoped he would have said, "My next move will be close to Paco." But, he's in his 30s. He's still young. He's too young for me. I'm too old for him. What do I know? This past Saturday, we knew that the brand new history Casa Museo of Puerto Vallarta, the new museum that is going to archive the history of our city, opened, and I was misinformed. Well, rather, I didn't realize. I thought it was going to be open now with regular hours. I did not want to go on Saturday to check it out for you guys. I figured it's going to be crowded. But what I have learned, which is important, is number one, they don't have regular hours just yet. I spoke with one of the organizers, and she told me that what they're doing is monthly events just to what they're calling socialize or bring awareness to the city that the new museum exists. They're still raising money for the museum. And they will have another event at the end of this coming month. That one we will certainly attend. When I asked the organizers, well, was it really crowded? They said, we had people that showed up, but it was not crowded to the point that anyone would feel uncomfortable. So next month, we will definitely take a look at this new museum, which is in very capable hands, I might say. I've looked at some of the organizers, and they have beautiful, wonderful track records here in the city. A nice mixture of Mexican and international folks are running this project, where they're hoping to archive our city's history. And now I want to talk to you about the Xiutla Folkloric Ballet, which, believe it or not, you may or may not have seen the ballet troupe perform here in Puerto Vallarta, or you may or may not have heard about them traveling places. Well, Puerto Vallarta's Xiutla Folkloric Ballet celebrated its 27th anniversary last month. The ensemble was founded by Professor Enrique Barrios on July 28, 1994, with the support of then Mayor Gustavo González Villaseñor, who made sure that Puerto Vallarta was well represented by the ballet in a series of international trips. Since then, Professor Barrios has groomed 17 generations of child and young dancers. And of course, given the pandemic, we haven't heard much about their performances as of late, but hopefully this will change in the future. If you haven't had a chance to see them dance here or there, I hope that we will have better conditions for this to happen sometime in the near future, fingers crossed. Now, here's another cultural icon that I want to tell you about, and we've talked about them briefly here and there. And this is the local Dionisio Theater Company, which is now preparing to celebrate their 9th anniversary with a restaging of one of their finest productions called Un Hombre Sin Adjetivos, or in English it would be A Man Without Adjectives, by Mexican playwright Mario Cantú Toscano. This is important because the theater company garnered 3 important accolades with this play. They won Best Play, Best Actor, and Best Actress during Jalisco's 2015 Regional Theater Competition. I mentioned this because I think it is important, as we did not too long ago, to highlight how the evolution of theater in Spanish in Puerto Vallarta has been different than theater in English in Puerto Vallarta. The Spanish theater has been in capable hands of young adults who actually started in the municipal theater group and have continued with professional lives in different areas, but they continue to hone in their theater skills. They founded the company 9 years ago, and ever since then they've committed to doing a couple of things that the English-speaking theater community in Puerto Vallarta could learn a thing or two from. For example, they take turns doing everything. They don't have people that only want to be actors or only want to be behind stage. When you are part of this theater troupe, you may be acting in one show, but then you will be working behind the stage on another one. Everybody, or at least the principals, take turn directing plays, and they spend a lot of time and raise money to bring in professionals from other parts of the country to give them more training. So I think this is all commendable. It is unfortunate, if you don't speak Spanish, that their work is done in Spanish, but El Hombre Sin Adjetivos it's an absolutely funny story of madness in the context of a death in a family, and I really wish there was such a thing as Spanish pills we could all ingest so that we could go to one of these amazing performances and come out being totally fulfilled by the production. Again, they're going to be performing 3 consecutive Saturdays at the Quale Cultural Center, starting this coming one. Be daring, even if you don't speak a word of Spanish. Just go and be infused by the energy of these amazing actors who are, just transforming live theater in Puerto Vallarta. So much I wish that the same would happen or will happen with theater in English. Last but not least, I want to let you know about a new Mexican airline which begins operations in October. It is called VLU. V as in small v, VLU, VLU. And we have no idea what this means or why they would choose such a colorful name. The airline will use the Toluca airport as a hub and will offer flights to 12 national destinations, among them Tijuana, Mérida, Villahermosa, and Puerto Vallarta, of course. So we'll keep an eye on this new airline. We'll see where it takes us and what happens. And okay, I'll read that comment in a second. And so that's the news. So let me get into the comments. Let me start with the first one that I'm seeing, and it's one of the later ones, and I would like to hear more information about this. Primo Sanelli says, I just spent hours at La Lija only to get turned away from my first dose because it was posted on the COVID group that they were giving first dose to 50 plus and second dose to those they've had their first. Well, not true. Tell your followers not to waste their time. It's an enormous line and you will get turned away. I am sorry this is the case for you. I will certainly look into that when I get there, and I'll be so very happy to clarify information to that effect. Let me now rewind our comments just to see what everybody is thinking about and who is in the house. It's always a pleasure to read your good mornings. Let's see, what do we have? Ooh, Toronto is. Oh my gosh, that is quite a last name. I'm not even going to try, but I love exotic and interesting last names like that one coming from Toronto. Hello, Jonathan. It's great to see you. Uh, let's see what else. Stephanie says hello from Tabachines. Glad to see you. Thank you for the remark, Terry. Well, stick me in the arm. That's a pretty necklace. It's therapeutic. It is just so much fun to have fun with a yarn. Um, Love the prick necklace. I actually found not a recipe, a pattern for pricks, literally like little penises. So I may make myself a necklace with little penises one of these days. And one of these days, and why not? Why not? Let's see what else we have. Uh, we got a full moon. Okay. We said hello to Sharon, but we'll say hello to Sharon again just because we can. Uh, Pat says, so glad to be here for the divas. I'm wondering who the divas are. Uh, I'm curious as to who the divas are. I love it. Let's see what else we have. Lots of welcomes for Sharon. You guys are so awesome. I remember when I was the only person that did the welcomes, and then little by little, everyone or many people welcome one another. And to me, that is so wonderful and important. I am so grateful that you've become such an amazing community on your own. I love it. Let's see. Well, Angelica, dear, this is not for you or I to decide, unfortunately. I am surprised that Mexico has not introduced tighter restrictions, but I do know that President Lopez Obrador is very keen on not implementing restrictions here, there, and anywhere. And that is what we have. It is one of those things. Michael is 6 weeks away from his big move to Puerto Vallarta, and he will be packing more calories for my waistline. I love it. Okay. So we're never changing the music because Terry sings along with the music translations. I think you mean transitions, but I kind of sing along to them as well. But every now and then I browse through music for some videos that I'm producing for a client, and I always run into music and I think, oh, that would be fun music for coffee and headlines. But we'll keep our transitions as they are. Let's see. Slim should have bought the subway line for CDMX in the first place just as a thank you gift. Well, that's essentially what he's doing, Dave. His company would rather have no scandals if they turn out to be responsible for the failures, and they will just replace and fix everything that's broken. And that is pretty understandable given the fact that he's so filthy rich. It's not even funny. So I consider myself satisfied with the situation. Not that I see myself riding on the subway in Mexico City anytime in the future. David, I'm sorry to hear about that. I've heard that dengue can be really, really horrible. I've been fortunate enough because God knows mosquitoes love me, and it is mosquitoes that transfer the disease from one person to another. Thank you for the good wishes for the second shot. I hope it's not too crazy. As Primo just mentioned, we're going to go in a little while, and we'll see what happens. Thank you very much for your understanding about Tuesday and Wednesday, Rita. I must confess that, through the whole pandemic, I've had periods in which I felt really sure of myself and really confident about the outcome. And then there's been periods like this one, in which I'm saying to myself, just stay put. Stay put. Better times will come ahead, and just take it easy and be prudent, show common sense. And that's my wish for everybody. But of course, as long as I'm out there, I'm going to be carrying my camera and my video camera just in case there's something wonderful to learn. Michael is wondering if Romel Pacheco is open to giving swimming lessons. Well, if he wants to show you how to swim in your beautiful swimming pool, Michael, I just want to take photographs if that's okay. Where is Luna's necklace? Says Anna. I've never thought of putting one in her, on her, in her, on her, not in her, on her. I've never thought about putting a necklace on Luna, but I did see a cute little collar for kitties the other day. But no, I don't know that. I don't know that Luna would still love me if I did something like that. Benny says, "Hi, Paco. I finally obtained my permanent residency visa from the Chicago Mexican Consulate office. That deserves one of these." Yes, yes. I hope all your paperwork continues to go in check. And if Puerto Vallarta is your destination, I hope your transition to our city is a good one. Let's see what else we have. There you go. Looking forward as well coming back to PV to help feed the poor and homeless on the streets of PV. That's a wonderful pursuit, Benny. I'm always happy to hear when people come here and undertake charitable pursuits or soul nurturing pursuits. Anytime anybody wants to let us know what you're up to, how you're nurturing your soul, we are very eager to hear your stories. And even though we love featuring Christy and her squirrels, she will always be our squirrel goddess. But if anybody else is doing wonderful things to nurture your soul during these challenging times, please let us know, because we'd love to appreciate that. We'd love to support that and share that, and may it serve others with inspiration. Let's see. That'll be the two of us, Scott. We'll be out there. So look for me. I'll look for you. We'll have a quick marriage, and then we'll be ex-husbands, and we'll do whatever we have to do. There you have it. Let's see what else. Christy would love to take a Spanish pill. I would love a French pill because there's so much interesting cinema coming from France. I would love a French pill, and I would love a French pill for French opera. Absolutely. Let's see what else we have. Merida, great. I am planning to go there when I am in PV to know more about my Mexico. Angelica, Merida is on my checklist. It's supposed to be a gorgeous city. Beautiful, beautiful city. And I have a couple of friends. A couple of friends that live out there. Dr. Felipe Arce comments, blue. It's actually V with a V as in victory, but the concern is whose planes are they using, new or how old does it matter? Well, the news item did specify that they are using planes that have capacity for 50 passengers. So clearly that stunning photograph of a jet is there just for placement. We don't know exactly what planes they're going to be using, nor do we know if they have a website just yet, but we will be doing some research. I'm always curious as to where planes are coming and going for that time in which I may feel courageous enough to go somewhere else. Javier, good luck with that. Maybe we'll find each other over there today. I'm going to go with some friends after the broadcast at some time. Hopefully that coming from about being turned away from La Lija isn't the case. Your necklace rocks. Well, I can understand Primos being upset. In the past, they have done campaigns they've done second shot, but they've also done campaigns for first-time people of any age that somehow miss their shot before their first shot. So this is the first time that I hear of such a case, and we will definitely be asking about this once we're there to save anybody else the frustration. Let's see what else we see. Yes, Logan, this is my collar de bichitos, and I'm totally protected by it. This is going to be my vaccine. And yes, I am ready to go off to battle. I hope that vaccines for folks in your age range are are announced sometime soon. Let's see what else we have. Javier hums the music. Okay, there you go. I just woken up and thought you were going to talk about Celia Cruz. Pat, we make these commitments, then we write them down in our list of things that we are going to talk about at one point or another. And when time allows, then we make that happen. So Celia Cruz, rest assured, is in the list of things that you have requested, and we'll get to it at some point in the future. Mazatlan and Quintana Roo are now requiring vaccination certificates or negative tests within 72 hours to enter public places. How do we get the governor to implement same in Puerto Vallarta? I would say, Mark, sending letters to the governor. The governor has always danced to his own tune and has always appealed to his own health board. And will he do that at some point? We don't know. Is it something that should happen? Well, it's a matter of opinion. I think it would be wonderful, but again, I don't know if and when this will happen. But Mark, the best thing that I can think of is sending letters to the governor, sending letters to his administration, making comments on his Facebook page, which he does read, or his people do read, and making civilized comments. You know, it is so unfortunate sometimes to go on social media and realize how many people have this habit of just going on social media and spilling ignorance and hatred in such a horrible way. But let's not even go there. Let's see. Ooh. Mijal, if you're talking about the Butterfinger wafer crisp people once, somebody gifted some and I thought my life changed forever, and it did. So if you find some of those, you know, I will be so nice to you when you come back. I really will. Any footage on your Mexican female sprinter running the 200 meters? Kimberly, I am sure that if you Google Mexican female sprinter running 200 meters, you will find it. In fact, let us discover just how powerful the pleasure of typing a Google search can be. Google.com. La da dee da da. Let us type. What was it? Okay. Mexican female runner, third, 200 meters. And then we go to videos. And then we go to this one. And this may be the one you're looking for. No, you're looking for the Mexican one. Oh, it's probably this one. I don't know. All that I'm trying to say is don't be afraid to do these Google searches on your own. You'd be amazed at all the wonderful things that you may discover on your own. Not to mention the fact that, well, never mind. Let's see. Remember, that second dose doesn't kick in before 2 weeks have elapsed. Oh, I will have to cancel that special sexual feast. No, I'm just kidding. No, I know that I won't be invincible immediately. I know that nothing will change immediately. Let's see what else. What else you have? 50-seat aircraft are regional jets, so the photo is accurate. Really? That looked like a big plane to me. But what do I know? I read that they are getting the planes from old Mexicana Airlines. Well, it could be one of those cases in which they just take one airline and change the paint job and turn it into another one. I'm not sure. Let's see. Ándale, Celia Cruz, un otro día. Yes, we will definitely come back to Celia Cruz. We love her music. Michael Googled the Mexican swimmer last night. I am sure you did. Heather asks, are all these promises of chocolates a good thing? Well, I put them in my refrigerator and they last a long time. Please don't think, even though the indications would seem otherwise, please don't think that I stuff my face with with um, with chocolates on a sitting. It takes several of them. Okay, so we're done. We're done, guys. So this was our broadcast for today. This was Buy Me. This was Buy Me a Coffee. This was Coffee and Headlines. Please remember that Coffee and Headlines is supported by you. So if you like what you read, if you like what you hear, if we bring a smile to your face, if you end up humming the songs that we have here, or you appreciate our many sound effects, such as this one, this is my favorite. I don't use it enough. So I'm going to use it now. Buy us a coffee. Otherwise, something horrible will happen. No, I'm just kidding. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you'll come back tomorrow. If not tomorrow, sometime in the near future. Have a great day. If you go get your vaccine today, bring something to do. I'm bringing crochet just in case it's a long line. And I hope to see you sometime in the very near future. Ciao.